people. This is absolutely crazy. This one is anyway. So yeah, for me anyway. But listen, this is what you hear. Unfinished exercise, celebrating gospel music of Black origin. This is me responding to a feisty woman of Chinese origin that's living in Jamaica, third generation, I believe she is. And as you can see, her face there on the screen. We'll see what she's got to say anyway. So yeah, but let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this anyway. So yeah, so have a listen to what she's saying, and then I'm going to respond to what she's saying. She said two sets of things, and I'm going to respond from myself, who is a child of a Jamaican. Who's I in my heritage is Jamaican, and I'm an Afro slave. I'm African. I'm of African descent. Full stop. So it go. That's how it goes, man. People, there's no arguments about it. So let's see what she's got to say, people. Oop, she not say nothing at the moment. Okay. She says something. It would help to say on the mute, Roger. Let's have a look what she's gonna say. Let's set this up. Oh, sorry, this is on somebody else's feed I teased because I couldn't find it on TikTok. But let's have a go.
Fellow Jamaicans, me come for drink milk, but me there cocoa. It is abundantly clear to me that there are people who live foreign and identify as Jamaicans, but you don't have one of these.
That is feisty. That's absolutely feisty. So, because I haven't got a Jamaican, identify as Jamaican, yeah, and I haven't got a passport, he's trying to say that. Anyway, that's just a feisty response. Anyway, come on.
And while you're entitled to your opinion, one is a set a rascal dunce. So let me set the record straight.
She just called everybody who is of Jamaican descent dunce who live outside of Jamaica. Yeah, counting themselves as Caribbean people, as Jamaicans. So she's calling us dunce people. This is what this woman is doing. She's calling us dunce. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's feisty woman. Yeah, it's calling us dunce. Now, it sounds strange. My wife has got a granddad who is half Chinese, you know what I'm saying? So Jamaican Chinese. So you know what I mean. So some of them have mixed in with the population, but yeah, just like my nan is Portuguese. They went to get some farmland and they became farmers, the French and Portuguese in St. Kitts, and they mixed with the locals. Some of them did, some of them didn't, some of them got told not to, but my nan did. And here I am, so do we see ourselves as greater than the people that were forced to live there, move there? No. Let's admit that's more of a 1901 mentality. My great granddad's mentality, what my nan told me about, but it's not there anyway still, yeah. But
number one, Jamaica is not an African nation.
She's technically correct.
It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it.
Right, that's the most dumbest statement I've ever heard out there still, yeah? So Jamaica is not a black nation. It's diverse, but yet this country is a white country. But I wouldn't even dare say this country is a diverse country. It's a European country. European natives are brighter than the average bear, and the white, it's just cool. I can live with that, man. It's not a problem. It's for them country. We got dumped on the island because we replaced the population forced upon us because of slavery. We've been there for 500 years, and you pop over to make some change, and now you're telling us that a diverse country. But anyway, so let's get a bit further.
Out of many, one people, Jamaicans, we do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race.
But yet, right about now, the Asian communities and the white communities separate themselves and separate the wealth of Jamaica. Now, the situation is this, that there are black people doing really well in Jamaica, but what tends to happen in a lot of the Asian communities when they moved around in the early 19th century because of oppression in their own land, or moved around because of finding jobs, and they call it indentured workers, not quite slaves, but the guys that are working hard, they tend to find themselves in a country, and they keep the wealth within it. And Asians have done really well in a lot of countries where there's a lot of black people, and they seem to do business well, and they keep this wealth to themselves. But yet they were building up a hotel the other day when it was only going to be non-blacks on the beach, and only Asian and whites were allowed to go on the beach. But she says we are one nation, but they might operate like it's not one nation. So how can you hypocritically come on there, speak some fake power, you know what I'm saying, and think you're nice? But anyway, so
Number 2, this one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is
listen, girl, before you start waving the passport, let me know. I grew up in this country, and the reason why I don't take too much ownership in this country, because I'm born here. I've got a British passport, but yes, I do see myself as a British citizen, 100%. But I don't see myself as English. Yeah, some people say, "Oh, I'm English. You can beg English all you want." That's your opinion anyway. So, but I'm not English. I'm a British citizen. I'm British born, 100% cool with that. But I'm of Afro descent, and I'm from the Caribbean. So, just because you can wave around a passport, girl, yeah, and she's considered, listen, her granddad, her great granddad, not great dad, her granddad went in, and that's nice, sis. That's really, really, really cool. But end of the day, still, yeah. It's nothing but a piece of paper, because end of the day still, yeah, when it comes to it, yeah, and everybody wants to divide up the nations, and it would like in the Bible times when they said, listen, man, go back to your homelands, and they had to go back to Bethlehem, the city of David. Listen, you will be shipped out to the land of Eastern Asia, whether it's China, Hong Kong, or whichever part, Vietnam, whichever part of that is your origins. That's the reality. That's the reality of the situation. But best.
my mom's, and this is grandpa.
Show off.
Yeah.
So that gives her the rights to there, make up the money and treat black people really bad. Because I'm not saying she does it direct. She might have a nice little Chinese shop. I'm not saying she has to have a Chinese shop. She could have amazing business out there, successful business. But my question is to her, you know what I'm saying, is the wealth shared? It's okay saying, for me land and the black people are cool about it. Yeah. But guys, this is disrespectful for me. Absolute disrespect. And this is the... Anyway, let me go.
It's hardcover. Grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay your welcome, we put you back on a plane and we send you back. You, not me, you back to the country from which you came.
Okay, still, yeah. Obviously, this woman's about to kick into that one anyway. Still, yeah. She's ready to beat up. So for far as I'm concerned, yeah, guys, the woman's too overly bright, and she needs to calm herself down, because the only reason why us Afro people have not, Afro blacks or Jamaicans have not really pulled our wealth, that is a problem, a systemic problem, because of slavery. Our mentality has not been to send back the wealth and to utilize that in Jamaica and grow the nation. That's on us, and I take that. But I notice Jamaicans, people, and I'm not saying we should operate differently, when we always so kind and love peace and everybody's irie and this, that, and the other. Yes, still, yeah. You should see this video, and in the day, still, yeah. If you go to China and I find work in China, I'm assuming that she is of just saying if she's Chinese or even Vietnamese, and I'm not saying there's not black people in them countries, but I've watched a few videos even to this other day about people in them, black people in them countries, and they've said it's tough and they feel away. You know what I'm saying? You could be on your 15th generation and you still feel away because it's not your land. I've been to Africa, and when I went to Africa, it felt like home from when I was ready to land in Lagos, and I got no idea. I can't even speak one word of Yoruba. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Yesu. No, it's not Jesus. It's Jesus. Jesus in Nigeria, in Yoruba. Anyway, so yeah. But either way, so I can't speak a word. But yet I go there and I felt like I was back home. So this woman's chatting a load of rubbish, poo-poo, whichever way you want to do it still, yeah? And this is our problem. I'm not saying we should run people out of the country, far from it, people, but this is what happens when we don't sometimes work collectively around the world to put in. An Indian is an Indian when they're in this country and they go back to the home country, India, or they go back to country and they transfer the wealth. They're born here. I got people that's born here. And my friend's got, they ain't got, I think she just got herself an Indian passport and she's backward and forth from India, feel no way. There's nothing wrong with that. And she sees herself as back home with India. So for me, it's a case of going, hold on a second, who do you think you are? You know what I'm saying? Why are we falling for these tricks? Why are we just saying, oh, you can have our lands? We bend down and say, yes, master, to every nation to take liquid at the end of the day. So yeah, we had 500 years of forced labor, and then next thing you know, you get people to come and tell us after being there for 3 generations, oh, by the way, this ain't your land, we're here to share it. It's ours when it realizes it, but it's not ours when we go over to Europe, to over back to Asia and try and take. It's not our land to take from you, but you want to take our land. This is what's wrong with us, man. People can get on YouTube and talk like this. Jeez. But anyway, let's see what the feisty woman has to say anyway. So I have to bring this one in. Is the feisty child. Let's see what she's gonna say. Let's see what she says here, because she goes a bit too.
Of education.
Right, straight away. I got a problem with her. Yeah, here, because it says we need to. Before I get into this, we need to know our history. Oh, but do we want to talk about slavery, do we? You know what I'm saying? But we need to know our history. This woman come on here. So anyway, so yeah.
I have a bone to pick with you. Why are so many Jamaicans ignorant of their own history? Why so much dunce people in my comment section?
And you notice, yeah, they don't do this. She's not doing it with any sort of manners there still, yeah. She's doing it with total, utter disrespect, saying on a dunce, yeah. So I'm saying, it's like, are you for real?
Oh my God, people, stop it. The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect. The Jamaican accent, like everything associated with modern Jamaican heritage, is in fact the byproduct of the cultural melting pot that our motto embraces. In fact, in terms of cadence, it's most similar to an Irish accent.
I've been shook enough now, to be honest, since the racing. I'm a bit tired now and the legs are like jelly, but yeah, I suppose we did a bit of celebrating and did the podium thing and got to put on the podium pants as well.
You see, as early as 1656, Oliver Cromwell ordered 2,000 Irish children to be taken to Jamaica and sold to English settlers. The extent of...
Hold on a second, a minute. Hold on. Oh, just say hold on a second, yeah? Let me just say, okay, so she's getting some random fact that the 2,000 children got sent over to Jamaica, yeah? To children to work as slaves in 16 whatever, they're still 56, yeah? You know, they kind of sent them over still, yeah? Really? Is that why there was a good few million slaves that was sent over to the Caribbean, and we was high turnover in Jamaica, so high turnover that the slave masters in Jamaica were asking the Americans how their slaves are lasting so long, and they were using things, and that's how they make things like milk chocolate, because they're just looking at ways of trying to breed, because they're mistreating us so badly. How's this woman talking like, say, and let's be real, the island is not in English is not their native tongue. It's a they have a different language. So what you find is that basically the Irish is like a side like accent drive, you know what I mean, just their whatever, you know what I mean, beats. And now admittedly my dad used to say that, yo, the Irish, and this is the joke now, when she said it there, I get it, you know, when we say 2, 3, 4, you know what I'm saying, the Irish is cool with it, and we get cool with the Irish people, you know what I mean, we're cool with them because of the struggle when we came over here. Now do not turn around and say we speak patois. So what's the explanation for Trinidad? What's the what for St. Kitts? What's the explanation for Barbados? Listen, lady, we came over here came over to the Caribbean, having having things, elements of our African language was entwined with the English. That happens where, you know what I mean? It happens for the Irish. It happens for everybody whose natural number one language was originally not English, and when it gets taken over by English, England did their thing and they did a good job on us, our people. But to come on here and says it has nothing to do with our ancestors. I've heard words like pickaninny. There's certain phrases and words which are derived that you can actually talk now in Ghana. You know what I'm saying? And I believe it's Ghana and in Nigeria, words that are linked back into what we speak in patois. So, and probably other elements of the Caribbeans that have phrases which you can trace back to Africa. So she is chatting pure foolishness, but the audacity to come in here and say and be proud and talk like, say, oh, it's because of the Irish why we speak patois. It's a total utter. And this one, know your history, girl. You know your history. You haven't mentioned slavery. You don't want to touch the real stuff, and they always want to wipe out and distract us from the truth. The reason why they distract us from the truth, this is what happened when I was a kid. People, they try to distract us from the truth. Guys, I can go on about these things anyway. So you want to finish off, and then we're gonna done after this because I can be here a long while with this woman, because this is example, guys, of us allowing ignorance to drive forward. I'm not saying for people to mistreat this woman or blaze her off, but we can correct her in the right manner online, as she's gone online with it, so we can deal with it online as I'm talking about it right now.
Irish immigration to Jamaica was so prolific in the centuries to follow that 25% of Jamaican citizens can claim Irish ancestry. And this includes... Now,
our ancestry is not by amen, praise the Lord, by, oh, you're cute, this is what I'm... It was like, there's a couple of them go, ooh, he's cute. And there's a couple, yeah, man, things are going. But listen, there weren't that many. To talk like, say, oh, they all come out there and we all linked up, like, say, oh, it's in the 50s and 60s when everybody, when we came to England and the Irish came to England and a few of us mixed with the Irish there. It wasn't that scenario. It wasn't as simple as that. So, oh my God.
Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey. So if you never know, now you know. Again, out of many, one people.
Out of many, one people. Out of black people come many people. That's the birth of the world is coming from Africa. We're the only people to be able to, who can birth children from other colors, and that's something you just have to get over that fact. So to have this feisty woman come over here, go onto the YouTube and TikTok and talk like that. You have every right to, because it's called free speech. So I can use my free speech and talk back to her, and we just give too much credit, too much room, and too much airspace for people chatting like this. This is my personal and humble opinion. Now, you may agree or disagree with me, but I do not like it when I see somebody go in there and actually disrespect, use elements of truth. Because she could be talking truth about the Irish of the past. She could be talking 100% truth here, guys. And she could be using little elements like that. That's the truth. She could, end of the day. So yeah, she's the third generation of her. I'm not gonna say Chinese, is Asian heritage. You can't just because I'm not assuming it's Chinese, but. And her great granddad went to Jamaica and worked hard because they're indigent workers. Literally they work for cheap. They just went to that land because they just needed a job. A bit like the people that's gone to, which people moan about Qatar, and they went to Qatar because of the jobs, and they left their countries. That's what they did. All that time ago, but they don't want to talk about that. The British Empire don't want to talk about them things anyway still. But the British Empire called these people over, and they did their work, and they worked hard and fair play, and they made the land theirs. But what I'm saying to them, have they shared the wealth? Have they really mixed and blend with the communities? Have they become really one people? It's okay to say one people, but if her son comes in with a black woman, what would she say? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing out these okay talking that talk, but that's a scenario. So for me, guys, 100% human race, one thing, no problems. But we just got to be very, 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 very careful when it comes to these subjects, because I hear what she's saying, but at the same time, the Jamaicans under a lot of pressure now, selling out the land to her. People would say her people, but Asian people who are taking over the land, not only in Jamaica, in the West Indies and in Africa, because they're abusing their powers in these countries, and they're buying the land. And at the end of the day, she'll get the jobs over them, and they'll take them no problem. You know what I mean? And they'll be, oh yeah, I want it. You know what I mean? But it's like, but if we can't go to China and take on and say, yeah, man, you Chinese are third generation away from here. You know, we got more of a stake of your home. No, we didn't even think about it. We could never do that. So why can people do this to us? Really? You know what I'm saying? People, we need to fix up, man, and get rid of the program. But anyway, so this is Roger and Affinity, extra celebrate gospel music at Black Origin. This is how we do it. I feel better now. I got that off my chest.
Yeah.
Revival.
Yeah.
Real killer.
Hi, and thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, you like, and you comment, and make sure that you're sharing the videos and watching so much more. We have loads of content for you. I hope you enjoy.